Hey, welcome back to Curiosity Hub. I'm Ollie Hubbard. You are intelligent. Even if you think, nah, I am pretty dumb. You're demonstrating metacognition. You're thinking about your thinking. And that is pretty exclusive in the animal kingdom. But what makes humans' intelligence so different? Well, first we need to define what intelligence is. Obviously not everyone, but the school system as a whole seems to think intelligence is just memory. And humans evolved a good memory because the better you can remember, the better you can predict future outcomes. If you remember that lions kill people, you're more likely to run away from the lion and survive. And the way memory works is pretty incredible. When you were eating your last meal, your eyes were taking in what it looked like, your nose was taking in what it smelt like, your mouth was taking in what it tasted like, and heaps of other inputs all flowed in to your hippocampus. And your hippocampus integrated all these separate sensations and produced one experience. It's believed your hippocampus and other parts in your prefrontal cortex then determine if this experience should be put into long-term memory. If it is, it's actually then broken up again and the different parts are put into the different parts of your brain. Then when you remember that experience, they all come back into one. We don't really know how your brain does that yet. But there are many types of memory, and humans aren't really a clear winner anyway. I mean, try and memorize these numbers. It's impossible, but not for chimpanzees. Or this little bird, the Clark's nutcracker. He can remember up to 5,000 different hiding places for its nuts. I mean, I struggle to just keep track of 2. So maybe intelligence isn't all memory. Well, the Oxford Dictionary defines intelligence as the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. From our slightly biased position, we think we're the best at this. Therefore, what makes us the best and the most intelligent must lie in the differences between us and the animals who can't acquire and apply knowledge or skills to the same degree. For example, chimpanzees and bonobos are about 98.5% genetically identical to us. Therefore, what makes human intelligence unique might lie in that 1.5% difference. This was studied by Dr. Pollard from the University of California. She looked at the 201 regions in our genome that have changed the most in that 1.5%. The first human accelerated region, or HAR1, has changed the most and has 118 bases, with 18 mutations since we became human about 6 million years ago. 18 mutations doesn't sound like very many, but between chickens and primates about 300 million years ago, there was only 2 mutations. So it took 300 million years for a G and a C base to change, and then in the next 6 million years, 18 bases changed. Basically, there was a massive acceleration in the evolution of humans. So what does HAR1 do? Well, it plays a role in the folding of the cerebral cortex. This is the outer layer of your brain, only about 2 to 4 millimeters thick. But the folding increases its surface area, and 2/3 of it is hidden in the folds. You'd never guess it made up to 80% of our brain mass. It's believed this plays a massive role in human intelligence, and it wouldn't be possible without HAR1. Other areas with accelerated change include FOX2, which allows our complex speech, and HAR2, which allows the dexterity of our fingertips. But perhaps the most interesting gene is ASPM. This gene is responsible for our massive increase in brain capacity, and sadly people with a defective ASPM gene suffer from mental retardation with very small skulls, about the size of our ancestor Australopithecus. But guess when this gene last mutated? Only 5,800 years ago, which just coincides with written language, substantial cities, and agriculture. With an average lifespan of 50 years, that's only 100 generations ago. It really isn't that long at all. So it seems like these genes might be responsible for human intelligence. The only problem is that the human genome is about 1 trillion times too small to code for the quadrillion neural connections that make up the intelligence in your brain. But although we don't understand it, will changing these genes increase our intelligence anyway? Or does the answer lie in utilizing external technologies? Well, we'll be exploring that in the next episode. Also, this isn't a promotion. I mean, I wish it was, but I'd just like to recommend Michio Kaku's The Future of the Mind. I am a seriously slow reader, but it had me hooked and inspired me to do this series. And also, you can take the dust cover off and it becomes like an awesome old school book. But anyway, if you have the time, I highly recommend checking it out. And if you think chimpanzees are our closest cousin, find the truth out over there. And if you're as keen as me for this next series, just hit subscribe. I'd love to see you there. Hit like if you enjoyed this one. And as always, stay curious.